sitting there, and there was this explosion outside, right? And there's this fire, and there's people on the ground. Don't you think people would run out there and just immediately start helping those folks out there?
No doubt.
And yet we have people on fire every day that we just don't see the fire, that they are burning up inside with depression, hopelessness, and we have a cure. We have the living water to put out that fire.
Absolutely.
So like we don't have this show, by the way, those of you listening, so that you'll be discouraged and say, oh, I today I could have done something and I didn't do it, or yesterday. Look, I do that all the time, every minute. I'm always letting God down and not speaking up. But God is so merciful and loving that he says, you follow my son. You get up, back up, and you keep walking. And that's the great part about what God does, is he lets us continue to follow.
Right. Exactly.
So what do you why should someone share the good news, by the way? What's so good about the good news?
Oh, the good news. It's not just good news. It's the best news. I don't have to die in my sin, that, and the fact that there was, and if you've grown up in the church, or if you haven't, trying to wrap your head around the concept of the creator of everything we see put himself through his incarnated son to die on a cross. Keep in mind, that's still being God, to die for someone who is just a speck on the radar. And he knows me by name. He knows how many hairs are on my head, and he sees my value. And the fact that he does not want me to die in my sin. In fact, as much as I want to go to heaven, he wants me to go to heaven even more than I want to go to heaven. And he wants you to go to heaven more than you want to go to heaven. And the fact that he's done his part and he's still rooting for us, knowing that I'm a sinful person, that I have struggles daily. I mean, it's amazing that we get to serve a God like that.
Yeah, that's it. That love, man. If we can love God the way he loves us, we'll be able to go talk to people every single minute about that good news. So get out there and love people, because if you're having a hard time sharing the good news, then maybe start loving people like Jesus did, like Jesus showed us how. So get out there and do it. Alex, thanks for being on the show, man. And why don't you take us and close us in prayer, and we can keep chatting a little bit more. All
righty, very good. Hey, I do want to say this beforehand.
Yeah.
I wrote this down. I wanted to share it. Living missionally should not be this daunting task. We always emphasize, go evangelize. And, like, I can't do this, It should not be this daunting task. Rather, consider it a privilege that God himself has allowed us to take part in his salvific plan. Be motivated, and as you go, referring to the Great Commission, the command is not to go, but to make disciples. And as you go, be intentional and make disciples. Find common ground, build relationships, and let God's word have the ultimate power to bring those lost souls to him.
That's good.
It's not solely on you, but without your part, everybody is needed in God's salvific plan.
I got another one. It's not solely on you. It's your soul getting out there. Yeah. That's the thing, man. People need it. People need to. I don't even know why. I don't think people get it, because if you ask them, why aren't you sharing the good news? Sometimes I wonder if they believe anybody's even lost. So we just have to let people know that they are lost, and they're even lost here. Like they're even lost in this life, even here in this life. Not even forget heaven. They're already lost here, wandering around, bumping into things, hurting themselves, depressed. That's terrible. Even though they have a fake smile, they don't have that smile at home when no one's around. So
you've been listening to Be Brave. The world right now is a crazy place, and sharing the love of God is the most important thing we can do right now. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review, and we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, hit up gobebrave.org. Remember, the love of God is the most powerful force in the universe. Learn how to love like Jesus. See you next time.